Kombucha is a probiotic beverage created when a starter consumes the sugar in sweet tea when fermented, creating a SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. The bacteria is used to make a B vitamin-rich beverage, and they produce 3 kinds of acids: lactic acid, acetic acid, and glucuronic acid. Our liver produces glucuronic acid in small quantities. It binds with toxins and helps flush them out of our bodies. Kombucha contains significant amounts of glucuronic acid, making it a powerful detoxifier. Some health benefits of drinking kombucha are cancer prevention, arthritis treatments, improved digestion, and immune booster. The SCOBY grows to fit the diameter of the container as each batch ferments. Using unrefined sugar creates the highest levels of glucuronic acid. However, honey is a good choice too, as it has antibacterial properties. Fresh, strong starter liquid is simply fermented kombucha tea taken from the top of a previous brew to ferment the new batch. Kombucha has an acidic pH in the range of 3.5 to 2.5. Adding starter liquid to the sweet tea at a minimum of 10% by volume protects the young brew from invasion by disruptive or even harmful microorganisms such as mold. It's an inoculant containing billions of bacteria and yeast that work in concrete with their siblings in the SCOBY to get the brew moving quickly. Using starter liquid from the bottom of the vessel leads to off flavors and smells, as well as a poor SCOBY growth, as there contains higher amounts of yeast than bacteria. The SCOBY can surf or dive, sink or swim, float any which way. No matter where the mother is located, the new layer of SCOBY culture will always grow across the surface of the brew. The mother may attach to the underside of the baby SCOBY, or they may stay separate. Kombucha is a very simple beverage containing 4 primary ingredients: tea, sugar, water, and a SCOBY with its starter liquid. Higher quality of ingredients creates higher quality of the final product. Tea. Black, oolong, green, white, and puree are specifically Camellia sinensis plant. The difference among them is primarily determined by the growth stage that the leaves are plucked and how they are processed. The tea must be free of oils or added flavors, which is important as they may harm the culture and slow the reproduction of helpful bacteria that can prevent the brew from developing important acids for flavor and other benefits, as well as protecting itself against invaders like mold. Organic caffeinated tea is rich in polyphenols and other antioxidants, combat free radical damage, and support long-term health and keep the blood clean and free from toxins. Caffeine is an important nutrient that provides nitrogen for building new cells, as well as for energizing the yeast and bacteria, stimulating fermentation. The caffeine is reduced during the fermentation process by as much as 2/3 in just the first week. Tea also contains many alkaloids and amino acids that assist the body by metabolizing fat, controlling weight, aids in modulating blood sugar levels, helps protect the teeth and bones, and eradicates free radicals to help prevent the formation of cancer cells. Sugar provides nutrition to the yeast and bacteria, as well as the base for healthy acid formation. Without sugar, there's no kombucha. Then a beautiful alchemy that occurs. The fermentation breaks down sucrose into the fructose and glucose that feeds the yeast, that feed the bacteria, that feed us. Much of the sugar that remains in the kombucha after fermentation has already been broken down from table sugar, sucrose, a disaccharide, into fructose and glucose, monosaccharides, which have a low glycemic impact on the body. In kombucha, the bacteria is then transformed glucose into healthy acids such as gluconic acid and glucuronic acid. Enzymes further break down the sugar during the brewing process, meaning even less is present in the final beverage. Source organic and avoid GMOs. Properly brewed kombucha contains an average of 1 teaspoon of fermented sugar per 8 ounces, and those sugars do not interact with the body the same way as table sugar. Water. It is critical that water be chlorine-free. Boil water for 15 minutes to remove the chlorine or use filtered water. Brew in food-grade buckets with high density grade plastic to withstand the acidity of kombucha. Glass, porcelain, and ceramic are common. However, there's potential it could crack when pouring hot liquid into it. If choosing to use a glass vessel, place it on a cloth inside the sink before adding the water in case it cracks and breaks through to help prevent burns or a mess. Avoid vessels with a spigot as they can contaminate if not cleaned properly. High quality wood barrels can be used for brewing a unique and delicious version of kombucha with broader flavor dimensions and mellower acetic acid notes. The type of wood that is used imbues its own unique flavor profile into the brew. Most metals are not safe for brewing kombucha since the acidic solution will leach their compound into the tea. However, stainless steel grade 304 or higher is corrosion resistant and can withstand the low pH and high acidic conditions. Cloth cover. As an anaerobic ferment, the kombucha brew needs airflow, but it also needs to be covered to protect it against dust, fruit flies, and other potential contaminants. Use a tightly woven cloth and secure in place with a rubber band. Avoid using cheesecloth as the weave is too loose and fruit flies can wiggle between the layers and get in, contaminating the brew. Other tools needed are a funnel, pH meter or strips to ensure the brew is well under the range of 4.6 pH to prevent the mold from developing, and bottles. Kombucha should be stored in heavy-duty bottles that are designed to withstand the pressure of carbonation. Plastic lids are excellent and they do not have much contact with kombucha, so leaching isn't a concern, but never allow metal lids or any metal lining to come in contact with the brew. Glass bottles with swing top closures are built more effectively for handling the pressure of carbonation. For home brewers, there is no need for tinted or colored glass. Mason jars may leave kombucha flat due to the lack of proper seal. Oxidation of metal lid can also be a concern as liquid condensing on the lid may drip metallic and off flavors into the brew. When the culture and starter liquid are first added to a fresh batch of sweet tea, the yeast gets to work breaking down the weak chemical bonds of sucrose molecule, cleaving it into its components of fructose and glucose. At this stage, where oxygen is readily available, the yeast engage in respiration, creating carbon dioxide and water. The yeast globs hover near the surface of the liquid. As the yeast breaks down the sugar, the bacteria utilize the glucose as energy to spin off nanofibers of cellulose, constructing a new thin layer over the top of the brew. Once the new SCOBY completely covers the surface of the brewing vessel, oxygen levels decrease, causing the yeast to switch off from respiration to fermentation. Now they begin to produce carbon dioxide and ethanol, which the bacteria used to synthesize the acids that give kombucha sour flavor and contribute to its health benefits. Fermentation takes place under anaerobic conditions and is the process by which yeast breaks down the sugar into carbon dioxide, gas, and alcohol, ethanol. Kombucha's unique ferment employs both processes at different times in the brewing cycle. The balance and interplay between the bacteria and yeast in this living culture drives the fermentation process and the production of healthy acids. The bacteria are responsible for converting ethanol produced by the yeast into healthy acetic acid. Yeast are visible as brown strands or strings that float through the kombucha, making it murky as the yeast reproduces. It can clearly be seen attached to the underside of the SCOBY and collecting at the bottom of the jar. Acids, vitamins, and antioxidants enhanced or created from the fermentation process prove kombucha's efficacy and demonstrates the potential underlying mechanisms of the healthy benefits ascribed to this ancient elixir. Humans are bacteriosapiens, are complex organisms that derive nourishment at microscopic levels. Microdoses of nutrients may be sufficient for supplying what our bodies need, providing it's bioavailable and easily assimilated. Drinking small, frequent doses serves the organism best by supplying nutrition. Primary fermentation lasts 7 to 30 days. After that time, the tart liquid is ready for consumption, or often flavored with fruits and herbs, and is consumed or has a secondary fermentation to create additional carbonation and flavor. This dynamic health duo, tea and fermentation, packs nutritional punch that improves digestion and boosts immunity. Modern sodas cheaply imitate the living ferments by combining table sugar with man-made acids and bubbles, failing nutrition miserably but profiting financially. Kombucha is the most versatile ferment in the world. Consumed at all times of the day, it can be brewed as sweet or as sour as desired. It replaces sodas, carbonated waters, alcohol, and other store-bought drinks with an inexpensive homemade option. It is suitable for any type of diet, safe and easy to brew and flavor at home. It can even be used in place of products for the kitchen, bathroom, laundry, medicinal application, animal feed, and garden. Kombucha doesn't cure specific ailments. It gives the body the opportunity to return to balance, and other physiological systems function more efficiently, bringing balance to body, diet, and lifestyle. With regular consumption, kombucha can be part of a deep positive change in all aspects of life. Health benefits of drinking kombucha. It promotes healthy bacteria in the gut, rebalances homeostasis in the body, supports healthy liver function, boosts metabolism, improves digestion and bowel function, rebuilds connective tissue, boosts energy, reduces high blood pressure, relieves headache and migraine, reduces occurrence and size of kidney stones, destroys free radicals which are known to cause cell damage, aids healthy cell regeneration, improves eyesight, heals eczema, prevents atherosclerosis, speeds healing of ulcers, helps clear up candida, yeast infections, lowers the glucose levels, preventing energy spikes. Unlike over-the-counter or prescription medications, kombucha does not alleviate the symptoms of disease. It empowers the body to work on the root cause. Kombucha can correct systemic imbalances. Kombucha is an adaptogenic tonic, so for greatest effect, it is best consumed in small amounts regularly rather than large amounts every once in a while. For example, start with 4-ounce serving and see how your body reacts, then gradually increase your consumption to 8 ounces 3 times a day. There is no wrong way to consume kombucha if it makes you feel good. Kombucha tea offers nutritional and digestive support by populating the gut with good bacteria and B vitamin-rich yeast, lowers the pH of the stomach, strengthens the immune system. It is a detoxifying property and protects against free radical damage by assisting in removing impurities from the blood and organs. Kombucha is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This tea-based tonic enhances the process of fermentation, provides nutrition in a living form. Kombucha is an effective detox, a fire that helps bring the immune system back into balance so that the body can heal itself. Kombucha contains acids, vitamins, minerals, and compounds that research shows may mitigate some symptoms, but many of its nutritional components are present only in trace amounts. Those with severely compromised immune systems are advised to consume kombucha or any fermented food cautiously and under the supervision of a primary care physician. Kombucha's trace amounts of healthy alcohol serves a dual function. It draws out the nutritive and healing constituents from the herbs and other ingredients and acts as a preservative. Alcohol is a byproduct of fermentation, and around 2% is non-inebriating. Kombucha supports healthy liver function. Not every kombucha brew at every stage of brewing contains all of these constituents, as some specific bacteria or yeast may be more likely to produce certain components, while choices of tea, sugar, timing, temperature, and processing with possible additives that change what is present and how much at any one moment. To be in compliance with federal labeling laws, commercial producers alter the fermentation process by adding lab-cultured probiotics or modifying the brew process by adding lab-cultured probiotics or modifying the brew process to artificially maintain lower alcohol content to withstand bottling and storage in a warehouse. Whatever the modification, the commercially processed kombucha cannot be reliable to provide the vitality and nutritional benefits as a full-powered home brew. These are the realities of producing a commercial product. Kombucha's efficacy in treating or relieving a variety of illnesses include arthritis, rheumatism, and joint pain. The glucuronic acid, kombucha's most important weapon, aids the body in several processes and can be converted in the human body into several different essential acidic mucopolysaccharides, such as hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulfate, and glucosamine, all of which relate to building and maintaining healthier joints. Asthma. Kombucha brewed with black tea increases levels of theophylline, a bronchodilator, amounting to a therapeutic dose for those using it as treatment for asthma. Both caffeine and heparin can also potentially relieve asthma symptoms. Cancer. It is often impossible to pinpoint an exact cause of cancer, as a host of factors, both genetic and environmental, may combine to contribute to the disease. Doctors rely on kombucha in their cancer protocols, relying on its systemic balancing effects to assist with the overall healing process. Kombucha's anti-cancer properties function may be due to the inhibition of metastasis, the spread of cancer from one organ to another, as shown through the presence of dimethylmalonate and vitexin, both of which have known cytotoxin and anti-invasion effects on cancer cells. Black tea kombucha was effective against one type of human lung cancer cells. Green tea kombucha was more effective against both in vitro. Attributing it potentially to polyphenols and other antioxidants due to metabolites, example alcohol, organic acids, vitamins, and amino acids, produced by the symbiosis of bacteria and yeast. Other elements of kombucha that have chemopreventative or anti-tumor properties are butyric acid, oxalic acid, ethylphenol, saccharic acid, heparin, antioxidants, and catechins. Polyphenols present in tea are also generally recognized to have cancer inhibition properties, and kombucha's effectiveness could be linked not only to those polyphenols, but also other elements that appear after they're fermented. Ameliorating the side effects of chemotherapy and radiation exposure. Radiation exposure can lead to mutations in DNA that increase the risk of cancer, yet the most common cancer treatment involves radiation therapy in conjunction with chemotherapy. Anecdotally, people who drink kombucha while receiving chemotherapy have reported reduced nausea and improved appetite, and helps with deeper tissues and helps with deeper issues caused by radiation. Kombucha provides a radioprotective effect against ionizing radiation. Increased dosages of kombucha provided increased protection. Consuming a steady diet of kombucha tea absorbed lower levels of toxins. Daily kombucha consumption appeared to limit the effects. Kombucha consumption improves cholesterol and atherosclerosis issues. After regular kombucha tea consumption, total serum cholesterol decreases to normal levels, but also greater weight reduction, decreasing LDL and increasing HDL, high-density lipoproteins. Consuming the SCOBY also helps, although cellulose is not digestible by the human body. It acts as a broom sweeping away waste from the walls of the intestines, including even excretions of cholesterol and sugar if excess levels are present in the blood. Diabetes. The anti-diabetic properties of kombucha lowers levels of blood glucose, a decrease in plasma cholesterol, and normal levels of liver and kidney toxicity levels. Gastrointestinal issues, acid reflux, and ulcers. The most commonly claimed benefit of kombucha is improved digestion, relieving constipation. Many who suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, malabsorption of food, acid reflux, and ulcers have found kombucha helpful. Kombucha's antimicrobial properties kill the bacteria that cause ulcers on contact. Kombucha is effective at healing ulceration and reducing acid reflux due to its ability to reduce gastric acid secretions as well as its high antioxidant levels, with black tea kombucha being the most effective. Immunity, infections, infectious diseases. Kombucha possesses superior antioxidant levels compared to unfermented tea. Antioxidants clean up free radicals, keeping them in balance. The antimicrobial effects of kombucha are often attributed to its low pH, which wreaks havoc of pathogenic organisms. The weak gluconic and acetic acids in kombucha specifically target and shut down pathogenic organisms by distributing their cell membranes, inhibiting metabolic action, changing the pH of the pathogenic cells, and creating an excess of toxin anions to finish the job. Benzonitrile, benzoic acid, and itaconic acid also play a role in boosting the body's immunity and contributing to kombucha's anti-infection properties. Kidney liver function. A healthy liver filters the blood of xenobiotics, defined as pharmaceutical or natural drugs, alcohol, and parasites. The liver even cleans up excess hormones, bacteria, exhausted blood cells, and other cellular debris. The kidney filters the blood and excrete toxins from the body through urination. Kombucha's potential protective effect against environmental toxins. Improving levels of renal and liver health indicators such as serum creatine and malondialdehyde. Kombucha's protective effect of liver damage results recovery from all ill effects. These effects are the work of glucuronic acid and antioxidants. Multiple sclerosis. Drinking kombucha boosts production of proteins that interfere with the virus's ability to attack cells, thus improving the immune response. Kombucha also contains appreciable amounts of vitamin B1, thiamine, playing the role in the production of myelin tissue, the fatty substance surrounding the nerve fibers that is degraded by MS. Skin ailments, burns, lesions, eczema, and psoriasis. The SCOBY cellulose nanofibers nourish the skin and support its own natural healing abilities, while the low pH of the tea softens tissues. A SCOBY provides a sterile covering for wounds and other sites of inflammation, making SCOBYs an emerging choice in medicine. Over-the-counter facial masks of bacterial cellulose are available around the world as beauty enhancements, as well as a variety of mainstream cleansing products that also contain kombucha tea or SCOBY as an ingredient. Weight management. Kombucha contains natural alpha-hydroxy acids, such as malic and lactic acids, the synthetic version of which are used by both dieters and weightlifters to improve the effectiveness of their regime. Kombucha prevents the body from absorbing too much fat, as well as reduces cravings and improves digestion that leads to better nutrient absorption and potentially reduces caloric intake. Yeast infections, Candida. If the gut falls into dysbiosis, harmless organisms may overproduce, causing new issues. Kombucha creates specific healthy acids. Black tea kombucha and kombucha fermented with lemon balm and peppermint are effective against Candida strains, with lemon balm being most effective. What is in kombucha? Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and as the SCOBY contains all 9 of the essential amino acids, as well as some non-considered essential, it is itself a complete protein. Quantities of amino acids in kombucha increase as the fermentation progresses, yielding a highest amount at 21 days of fermentation. Organic acids impart their characteristics of sour taste, a tartness of a well-fermented kombucha. Acetic acid is the primary acidic flavor component of properly brewed kombucha. Acetic acid boasts a range of positive attributes, boosting energy, aiding digestion, assisting the absorption of calcium and magnesium in the gut, reducing cholesterol, lowering blood triglyceride levels, and reducing blood sugar levels, all while increasing feelings of satiety. Gluconic acid is a byproduct of the conversion of sugar to acetic acid. It is a precursor to vitamin C and tartaric acid, among other healthy constituents. Tartaric acid produces a tart flavor while lowering the pH, which prevents spoilage. Butyric acid is a short-chain fatty acid found in butter, milk, and anaerobic ferments. It serves the important role in suppressing colonic inflammation, counteracting ulcerative colitis, and inhibiting colonic cancer cells while promoting healthy epithelial cells in the colon. Caprese acid helps increase good cholesterol, HDL, while decreasing bad cholesterol, LDL, and has antiviral and anti-tumor properties as well. Taken internally, it is commonly used to treat bacterial infections. Topically, it is used as a disinfectant and antimicrobial in food contact surface sanitizers. These acids have been shown effective at distributing the cell membrane of various strains of Candida. Citric acid is an alpha hydroxy acid primarily found in citrus fruits. It has a pleasing sour taste and functions as a natural preservative. In culinary uses, it adds flavor to marinades, and in beauty products, it removes dead skin. As a chelating agent, it gradually eliminates the buildup of toxins in the body and can also be used to dissolve mineral deposits on skin and faucets. Lactic acid fuels both brain and muscle, allowing them to utilize carbohydrates more efficiently while also catalyzing liver glycogen formation. Commercially, lactic acid is an environmentally safer option for descaling, soap scum remover, and antibacterial agent. Amounts present in kombucha vary widely due to difference in culture, substrate, and brewing environments. Ethiphenol, this phenolic compound, is a common yeast found in kombucha, as well as many wines and some sour beers. By itself, it has been described as a barnyard or medicinal aroma, but with a well-balanced brew, it adds levels of delicious earthy flavor. It is a powerful antioxidant found in wine and vinegar that reduces the formation of carcinogens in the stomach. Its presence in kombucha lends a unique flavor profile and may account for some of kombucha's anti-carcinogenic properties. Ethyl acetate, a byproduct of acetic acid production, has a sweet, fruity smell, yet produces a sharp acetic flavor that helps create the sweet, tart signature taste of kombucha. Commercially, it is used as a solvent, as a perfume base, and to decaffeinate tea and coffee. Phenethyl alcohol is an aromatic alcohol found in a variety of essential oils and is used as a flavor and perfume additive. It has antimicrobial effects and is specifically a natural antibiotic for Candida. Antioxidants prevent disease by combating oxidative stress. Tea is already a rich source of antioxidants, and the fermentation process increases them. Vitamin C is an essential nutrient for the growth and repair of all tissues in the body. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that removes excess free radicals, keeping the body in balance and disease resistant. Increased fermentation time leads to increased vitamin C content in kombucha, with significant B2 as well. B vitamins are water soluble that play crucial roles in cell metabolism, are synthesized by the yeast in kombucha as they break down the sugar. Fermentation has been shown to increase B vitamin content. Thiamine, B1, is an essential nutrient that is quickly depleted from the body through a variety of metabolic and neurological functions, including the conversion of carbohydrates to energy, production of neurotransmitters, and lipid metabolism for myelin production. It keeps the heart pumping and muscles and nervous system functioning properly. Riboflavin, B2, required by all parts of the body for proper functioning. It has also been found to help reduce rates of cervical cancer, migraines, and ocular conditions such as cataracts and glaucoma. Like all B vitamins, it boosts energy levels and immune system function while slowing the aging process. Other uses include treating liver disease and preventing memory loss and Alzheimer's, as well as lactic acidosis. Pyridoxine, B6, is involved in dozens of enzymatic reactions that digest macronutrients as well as in the body's synthesis of neurotransmitters and hormones such as serotonin and melatonin. It is critical to brain development and normal daily function. B6 supplements have been used to treat morning sickness since the 1940s and have been shown to alleviate the symptoms of premenstrual syndrome. Cobalamin, B12, tea leaves are considered to be a variable source of B12, especially for those who do not consume animal products, which are the most common source of B12. The most complex of all B vitamins, B12, is involved in the metabolism of every cell in the human body and especially DNA synthesis. It plays a key role in brain and nervous system functioning as well as the formation of blood. B12 deficiency can cause irreparable damage to the brain and nervous system as well as anemia. Catechins are chemical messengers that regulate plant physiology and acts as a powerful antioxidant. They're pretty much anti-everything, including anti-inflammatory, antifungal, anti-allergenic, anti-cancer, antiviral, antimicrobial, and antidiarrheal. Catechins, like many nutritional elements, are increased significantly by the fermentation process, which may be due to their increased stability in acidic environments. Concentrations of catechins in kombucha tend to be higher in green tea than in black tea and peak on the 12th day of fermentation. Enzymes are protein molecules that act as catalysts for innumerable psychological processes. At the most basic level, enzymes in kombucha, such as invertase, amylase, or any of the hexaconase, break down sugar bonds to provide fuel for fermentation. Markers of enzymatic action, such as residual phytase activity proteins, have been found in dried SCOBY, indicating the presence of many other enzymes acting at different phases of kombucha fermentation whenever they are needed, then ceasing activity while others begin their work. Fructose is the sweetest of all natural occurring sugars. Fructose fuels several biological processes. In kombucha, yeast metabolizes sucrose by breaking it into fructose and glucose in order to fuel cellular respiration, which creates carbon dioxide. Of the lower residual sugar levels present in kombucha, fructose makes up the majority rather than glucose, which may be one reason many diabetics consume it without issue. Glucose is a primary energy source for nearly all forms of life. Glucose is stored in the body as glycogen, ready to activate whenever fuel is needed. When glycogen stores are depleted, we experience fatigue, and a glycogen imbalance often manifests as diabetes. In the fermentation process, it is metabolized into gluconic and glucuronic acid, which are responsible for many of kombucha's unique health benefits. Gluconic acid metabolizes glucose. This acid is found in many foods including honey, fruit, wine, and kombucha. In mammals, it plays an important role in carbohydrate metabolism, thereby aiding digestion. Several commercial applications for gluconic acid in the food industry point to why kombucha works effectively as an acidity regulator, chelator, and a meat tenderizer with debittering properties. The presence of this acid not only balances the bite created by the acetic acid, but also bonds with other elements to boost antioxidant and healing properties, for example, by increasing iron and calcium absorption. Glucuronic acid, naturally produced in the liver, is the body's toxin patrol. It helps the body eliminate drugs, dietary pollutants, environmental toxins, and bodily waste like bilirubin, oxidized fatty acids, excess cholesterol, and excess hormones. Once glucuronic acid molecules bond to them, offending toxins are excreted from the body. Glucuronic acid also readily converts into glucosamine, the very basis of our skeletal system, providing strength and lubrication for our joints, building cartilage, increasing collagen density, and lubricating the whole system to keep it moving smoothly. While the body produces glucuronic acid, it does not make as much as it can use for detoxifying and healing. Kombucha synthesis of glucuronic acid in appreciable amounts, though the exact quantities vary greatly depending on what bacteria yeast are present in the SCOBY, brewing conditions, and the substrate used, as in the type of tea or sugar. Highest levels of glucuronic acid are created by black tea at 2 weeks of fermentation. Caffeine is a neurotoxin that acts as a pesticide to protect plants. In humans, it is a stimulant, increasing the heart rate and opening airways by relaxing the smooth muscles of the bronchi. It is a necessary nutrient for kombucha fermentation, but its levels are reduced during the brewing process. Theobromine is present in trace amounts. It offers relaxation properties and helps soothe smooth muscle tissues in the bronchioles, making it easier to breathe. Kombucha recipe: 30 grams of tea, 300 grams of sugar, 4 liters of water. Or 60 grams of tea, 600 grams of sugar, 8 liters of water. Or 120 grams of tea, 1200 grams of sugar, and 16 liters of water. Number 1, measure the sugar and add to the clean brewing vessel. Number 2, measure the tea and form a tea bag out of a cheesecloth and tie with room for the tea to expand. Number 3, boil slightly over the water amount to accumulate for evaporation if planning to boil for 10 minutes using tap water. Once complete, add the water to the brewing vessel and top with the tea bag. Cool overnight at room temperature, covered. Number 4, remove the tea bag, add starter liquid, minimum 10%, and a SCOBY to the sweet tea. Cover with cloth and elastic band. Rest in a warm, dark location at 28 degrees Celsius for approximately 2 weeks for best results. Number 5, check the pH levels to ensure the brew is comfortable under 4.6. Taste it and see if it has the desired balance. Bottle with 15 to 20% added flavor if desired. Refrigerate and enjoy within 3 to 6 months. Or bottle with the added flavor, which could be fresh fruit, juice, or herbs and spices to complement if desired, and seal the lid and rest for approximately 5 days at 28 degrees Celsius. Check the bottle by burping it to see the carbonation activity if desired. When satisfied, transfer to the fridge and enjoy within 3 to 6 months for best flavor profile. SCOBY Hotel. After a few brewing cycles, there will be extra SCOBY. Store cultures with some strong starter liquid in this hotel with a secured breathable cloth at 28 degrees in the fermenting room you have. Feed the liquid in the SCOBY Hotel approximately every 1 to 3 months with 10 to 20% sweet tea that is also at room temperature.